Honor, give me comment. May I just clarify if the lead prosecutor is now making a motion to arraign the respondent accused?
Your Honor, whether this is arraignment or otherwise, the motion of the prosecution is very much consistent with the Senate rules on impeachment.
I think the question, Your Honor, is very simple.
As I have
It's
mentioned, Your
answerable by
Honor,
yes or no, Your Honor.
Rule
Is the
7,
lead prosecutor
Rule 9,
is the lead
Let
prosecutor
this not be a debate between the
requesting
councils.
for the respondent accused to
Council
be arraigned, Your Honor?
correspondent, kindly make your comments and avoid asking questions from the council for the prosecutor. We will recognize the council correspondent for her comments on the motion and the manifestations made by the lead prosecutor for the House. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe I have a standing question to the lead prosecutor, and I would like to ask her for the legal basis for requiring the respondent to be arraigned today.
Ayan mga kababayan, isang sampol ang malutong na banat dito ni lead counsel ni BP Sara na si Attorney Sheila, abay nilamon ng buhay yung ki ni Luistro, yung mayroon dito mga kababayan, no? Ki ba yun? Yung kulay puti ko yun, no? Yun, no? Tawag kasi sa amin yung ki. Sino dito yung mga waray? Alam nila yan, pag sinabing ki. Yan yung ki. Ayan, no? Tik-tik. Laki natin. Ayan, no? Kulay puti. Ano yan? Ano yung mga kababayan? Pues, si Luistro, nilamon ng buhay ni Attorney Sheila. Eto naman, nilamon ang ngalangala. Panoorin niyo kung sino itong nilamon ng ngalangala ni Attorney Luistro, ni Attorney Sheila.
Article we will be presenting will be Article 4 on grave threats. Second will be confidential funds, Article 1. Third, bribery, that is Article 3. And the fourth is unexplained wealth, Your Honors. That's Article 4.
No, two.
I'm sorry, Article 2. I stand corrected.
So the sequence of presentation shall be Article 4, Article 1, Article 3, and then Article 2.
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
So I presume that beginning tomorrow, once we issue the subpoena for your first set of witnesses, you shall begin with Article 4.
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, Chair rules that the respondents have the same and equal privilege of presenting its case as it so desires when it's time to present its evidence in chief shall come. What is the pleasure of the counsel for respondent?
Thank you, Your Honor. May I ask if the prosecution is ready to present its first witness today because the defense is ready today, Your Honor?
Duly noted. We will get to that later.
if
Next
Your
item
Honor,
in the
please.
agenda.
If Your Honor, please.
Yes,
I
Representative
have just
Jokno.
noticed that Your Honor had already directed the counsel for the defense not to propound questions to the prosecution. This is already the second time that she's doing that. She appears to be assuming or arrogating the powers of the court, because as I understand the rules, it's only the court that can propound questions to the counsels.
Your Honor, may I comment?
The lady may comment.
I
Counsel
take
for respondent may
exception to
comment.
that. Yes, Your Honor. I take exception to that manifestation of the good counsel. In fact, the record would show, and if we can run the transcript back, my question was addressed to the presiding officer, Your Honor.
Boom! Sabog! Sabog ang bungangan nito.
Let us move forward, gentleman and lady.
Sa mga hindi nakagets mga kababayan, ito kasi si Shell Jokno ay pinuna niya yung sinasabi dito ni Attorney Sheila, no? Na sinasabi ni Attorney Sheila, ready na kami, Your Honor. Tinatanong ko sa inyo kung ready na rin ba sila. Abay, nagreklamo siya, sinasabi niya, pag daw parang inuutusan or parang inaanuhan yung Supreme Court, itong impeachment court, dalawang time na raw. Pero ngayon, sabi ng sige, tuloy lang yan. Hindi uubra mga kababayan, Yan, patikim pa lang po yan. Yan ang mapapanood natin ang buong detalye nito. Yung ngipin ni Shell Jokno, nilamon ni Attorney Sheila. Tapos ito namang kike ni ni Luistro, nilamon din ang buhay. Attorney Sheila. Dimar, ka-birthday mo kung ano-ano mga pinaglalanamon mo dyan. Anyway mga kababayan, tuloy na po tayo dito kaagad sa ating pag-uusapan. Ito po, ang bloodbath nag-umpisa na. At si BP Inday Sara, talaga naman, andito nga ba, dadalo nga ba, or dumalo nga ba? Wes, panoorin natin ang buong detalye ng video ito. Dito na natin umpisahan mga kababayan sa isang umaatikabong balitaktakan ni Atty. Sheila at saka ni Luis Ro. No? Ito, nabitin tayo rito. Punta na kaagad natin.
Unless the counsel for respondent would like to say something about the motion of the distinguished lead prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor, may I comment?
The lady
before
may
the-
proceed.
Before the presiding officer can rule on the motion or request of the lead prosecutor. But before I give my comment, may I just clarify if the lead prosecutor is now making a motion to arraign the respondent accused.
Your Honor, whether this is arraignment or otherwise, the motion of the prosecution is very much consistent with the Senate rules on impeachment.
I think the question, Your Honor, is very simple.
As I have
It's
mentioned,
answerable
Your
by
Honor.
yes or no, Your Honor.
Rule
Is the
7,
lead prosecutor
Rule 9,
is the lead
Let this
prosecutor
not be a debate between the
requesting
counsels.
for the respondent accused to
Counsel
be
for
arraigned, Your Honor.
respondent, kindly make your comments and avoid asking questions from the counsel for the prosecutor. We will recognize the counsel for respondent for her comments on the motion and the manifestations made by the lead prosecutor for the House. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe I have a standing question to the lead prosecutor, and I would like to ask her for the legal basis for requiring the respondent to be arraigned today. Because, Your Honor, I note that in her request earlier and manifestations given for the respondent to be arraigned today, she cited Rule 7, Rule 9, and Rule 21. However, in Rule 7, it very clearly states that if the person impeached after service shall fail to appear either in person or by counsel on the day so fixed, or appearing shall fail to file his answer to such articles of impeachment, the trial shall proceed nevertheless as upon a plea of not guilty. Well, this rule is clear. It does not talk about any arraignment. And if we take a look at this sentence, everything here has been satisfied. The respondent accused is here, has attended through counsel. She may not be in person, but the notice given to the defense is that she may appear through counsel. Second thing is that the respondent accused was also able to file her answer. And so Rule 7 does not support the request of the lead prosecutor that the respondent accused be arraigned today. Now, on the matter of Article 9, counsel
Kita nyo mga kababayan, ang husay talaga ni Atty. Sheila, no? Sinasabi niya rito, pinapaliwanag niya na ang kanyang kliyente, si BP Inday Sara, ay mayroong karapatan, no? Dahil binigyan nga sila ng pagkakataon na i-representa itong si BP Inday Sara. So kahit wala siya personal dyan, dumalo si BP Inday Sara, hindi siya umurong dito sa bloodbath. Tuloy natin mga kababayan.
also said
Tandaan muna natin ha, si BP Inday Sara, isa rin pong abogada. Alam niya rin po ang batas, alam niya rin po ang mga legal term. Hindi kamukha ng presiding Senate President dyan ninyo, abay nagmukhang eng-eng sa tabi ni Senator Escudero, mga kababayan. Mabuti na lang sa Senator Chis Escudero, kahit pa paano, mas nakakaramdam ako ng maganda-ganda dito. Alam niyo, may vibe sa akin mga kababayan na mas maganda ang vibe ko na si Senator Chis Escudero nandyan. Una, kasi abogado, mga kababayan. Kayo, ano ang naisip niyo kay Senator Chis Escudero ngayon? Alam ko na talagang marami sa atin medyo buisit kay Senator Chis Escudero kasi hudas nga, di ba? Naghudas. Pero magtapatan tayo mga kababayan, dito sa impeachment kailangan talaga abogado ang nandyan sa presiding officer. Okay? Tuloy.
also say that the person impeached shall then be called to appear and answer the articles of impeachment against him or her. And if he or she appears, or any person for him or her, the appearance shall be recorded, stating particularly if by himself or by agent or counsel, naming the person appearing in the capacity in which he appears. If he or she does not appear, either personally or by agent or counsel, the same shall be recorded. And for all intents and purposes, respondent is present today through counsel. There is also nothing in Rule 9 that requires the reading of a 23-page articles of impeachment, which will be a waste of judicial time. Now, finally, under Rule 21, Your Honor, may I just correct the manifestation earlier by counsel, because it would seem to me, unless a reading of the transcript would say that I'm mistaken, but I seem to have heard the lead prosecutor claim that the voting on the articles of impeachment will be per article. Well, that's true, but the first sentence of Rule 21 says, the trial of all the articles of impeachment shall first be completed before the senators vote on the final question on whether or not the impeachment is sustained. Now, honestly, I do not see how Rule 21 is related to the motion now being requested or propounded by the lead prosecutor.
Ang galing ni Attorney Sheila, mga kababayan, pinamumukha lang niya rito na kailangan bago magdesisyon ay kumpleto muna lahat, pakinggan muna lahat, hindi yung pautay-utay. Para bagang gusto nila mangyari, ang isang articles ay magbutuhan na kaagad. Aba, hindi to obra, mga kababayan, dapat minsanan yan.
And at any rate, Your Honor, given that the respondent is represented by her counsel today, and this is consistent, her appearance is consistent with the notice given and in accordance with the rules on rules of procedure of this court, then we can enter her plea on her behalf.
The arguments of the parties are duly noted. Chair will now make its ruling. The articles of impeachment were deemed read and spread into the records when it was referred by the Senate to the Committee on Justice for the proper issuance of summons. And a plea of not guilty will only be entered in accordance with our rules in behalf of the Vice President if she does not file an answer. But in this case, she has filed an answer and in fact has appeared through counsel. Insofar as the reading of the articles of impeachment is concerned, it will be done at the final resolution of this case when it is put to a vote by the senator judges, where each article of impeachment will be read before a vote shall be taken thereon. For those reasons, the motion is denied, and unless...
Ayan, mga kababayan, motion ni Loestro ay na-deny. Primero pa lang nasalangan, mga kababayan, may na-deny na. Nakakahiya, no, mga kababayan? Ganyan po kahusay ito pong abogado or abogada ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Panoorin po natin ang opening niya, no? Opening statement ni itong si Attorney Sheila. Ang ganda nito, mga kababayan, panoorin natin.
Judgment in this case are done in accordance with the command of the Constitution, the majesty of the law, and the discipline required by the rules. Otherwise, those who stand in sanctimonious judgment of the Vice President will send a clear message that the law can be bent when it suits the convenience of the powerful, and that justice can be sacrificed at the altar of partisan interests.
Right.
Mahalagang tandaan ang mahigpit na paalala ng ating Korte Suprema. Impeachment is not a purely political proceeding.
Right.
It is primarily a legal, political, and constitutional mechanism.
Patiin, no?
Ibig sabihin, kailangang naayon sa batas at konstitusyon ang anumang proseso nito. According to the Constitution, it is the Senate that shall have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment. This power is not shared. The Constitution gives no other body, department, tribunal, agency, or a mere committee of any of these institutions the power to try an impeachment case. The House merely initiates, the Senate tries. Yet, we have seen the Committee on Justice conduct what its chairperson, the lead prosecutor in this case, described as a mini trial.
Yun.
which, as we all had witnessed, became a vast fishing expedition
Yun.
of alleged evidence that were not even part of the impeachment complaints under its consideration and which the respondent accused was made to answer. In that mini trial, we saw how the purported pieces of evidence were curated to construct a narrative against the Vice President even before this case reaches trial. The articles of impeachment presented before this court as an exercise of the House's power to initiate impeachment cases are therefore, in sober truth, the product of an impermissible intrusion of clear constitutional boundaries. Over the course of the impeachment trial, the prosecution will attempt to convince this court and the court of public opinion that the allegations in the articles of impeachment are supported by materials they obtained during their mini trial and that evidence exists to sustain a judgment of conviction. They will claim that the notices of suspension and disallowance issued by the COA and the COA decision denying the Vice President's appeal of that disallowance support their accusations, with the release of that decision by the COA conveniently timed and coinciding with the committee hearings. They will claim that the certifications of the PSA confirm their allegation that recipients of the confidential funds do not exist, even though they listed one Mary Grace Piatos in their pre-trial brief as among their witnesses, or that the liquidation of the confidential funds in a span of 11 days was allegedly swift as to invite suspicion. The prosecution will assert that the supposed NBI findings of similar signatures across a number of acknowledgement receipts submitted to the COA are supportive of their conclusion that the disbursements of the confidential funds were irregular. What the prosecution avoided informing the public so far are these: that it was the then Secretary of the Department of Budget and Management, Amena Pangandaman, who issued a memorandum for the President through Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin on October 18, 2022, recommending the approval of the Office of the Vice President's request for confidential funds. That the Office of the President did in fact approve that recommendation of the DBM through a memorandum from the Executive Secretary dated November 28, 2022, and signed by the former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin by order of the President. That on December 13, 2022, the DBM issued the Special Allotment Order number SARO-BMB-C-22-001-2004, signed by former Secretary Amena Pangandaman to cover the request of financial assistance, subsidy, and confidential funds of the OVP that, notwithstanding the impending end of the fiscal year, the confidential funds were nonetheless released to the OVP on December 20, 2022 under this documented approval process. That the COA decision is far from being final, that there is a pending motion for reconsideration of that decision, that, assuming arguendo, the COA denies that MR today, or while this trial is ongoing, as could plausibly happen under the circumstances, the respondent accused still has legal remedies available under the law and rules and can file a petition to question the validity of any forthcoming resolution of the COA on the MR under Rule 64 via petition for certiorari under Rule 65 of the Rules of Court, and more importantly, that nothing in the notice of disallowance or COA decision states any findings of supposed misuse of confidential funds as confirmed by Attorney Gloria Camora when she was asked on this point during the committee hearing on April 14, 2026. Across all other articles, the prosecution will lay a landscape of what it deems to be their evidence in support of their speculations and conclusions. We are not strangers to all these accusations, precisely because this was not the first time these narratives were foisted into the minds of the general public. we have heard the same tales and stories of these accusations since 2024, when the House conducted its Quadcom hearings and most recently the mini trial of its Committee on Justice. But what we must not forget amid all these accusations is the fundamental legal principle that the burden of proof never shifts. The burden of proof never shifts. He who accuses must prove his allegations with evidence that meets not only the degree of proof required, but also meets the evidentiary standards of admissibility, credibility, relevance, materiality, and competence. We therefore should not lose sight of the core principle that the burden of proof is on the prosecution, and unless it discharges that burden, the accused need not even offer evidence on her behalf, and she will be entitled to an acquittal. This is the law then. This is the law now. And the underlying principle for this burden of proof is simple. Under our Constitution, every accused is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. An accused has in her favor the presumption of innocence, which the Bill of Rights guarantees. This also brings to fore the reality that, in the words of the Supreme Court in People versus Pagal, the individual citizen is but a speck of particular molecule vis-a-vis the vast and overwhelming powers of government, and his only guarantee against oppression and tyranny are his fundamental liberties under the Bill of Rights, which shield him in times of need. Sa madaling salita, kinikilala ng ating saligang batas na sa bawat paglilitis, ang isang individual ay nahaharap sa malalim at napakalaking makinarya ng buong Estado. At ang tanging sandigan lamang niya laban sa anumang pang-aabuso ng kapangyarihan ay ang kanyang mga batayang karapatan sa ilalim ng ating konstitusyon. Kaya't mahalagang linawin na sa gitna ng pagtatangkang ikondisyon ang kaisipan ng mamamayang Pilipino at sa gitna ng walang humpay na komentaryo sa mga pampublikong espasyo, wala pang maituturing na anumang ebidensya o alegasyon na napapatunayan ng prosekusyon sa simpleng dahilan na ang bawat ebidensya ay kailangang dumaan muna sa paglilitis at pagsusuri ng korteng may tanging kapangyarihan sa ilalim ng ating saligang batas. Higit sa lahat, ang anumang paglilitis ay kailangang naayon sa itinatakda ng ating batas at konstitusyon at hindi lamang sa kagustuhan ng iilang may hawak ng kapangyarihan.
Right.
One might ask, why is it important that we must not forget these basic principles? The ruling of the Supreme Court tells us why. The Bill of Rights applies to the entire impeachment process because inasmuch as our court recognizes that impeachment is a political process, it reminds us that it is not a purely political process but a legal and constitutional mechanism. Thus, if we are to uphold the rule of law, serve justice, and invoke the accountability mechanism, then this court and we as a people must guarantee that all efforts to hold our leaders accountable must be done right. This we must not forget. I thank the court and the public for the privilege of your time. May God bless our country.
Grabe mga kababayan, ang opening statement itong ni Attorney Sheila, ano ho? Talagang kaya pala, ito ang kinuha ni Vice President Sara Duterte ng maging lead counsel niya, ano ho? Napakahusay magsalita, napakahusay magbalangkas ng kanyang sinasabi at kumplitos recados, ano ho? Pinamukat sa mga ito na ito talaga ang karapat-dapat, ito yung dapat na maganap, ito yung naayon sa batas, sa konstitusyon. Di ba? Talagang pulido. Okay mga kababayan, dahil na nakapagsalita na at may highlights na, panoorin na natin ang matinding balitaktakan at bakit dito mga kababayan, tila video na ito, nakakagulat ano mga kababayan, bakit ganito yung tsura ni Luistro? Ayan, may puti sa kanyang ano kaya ito? Hulaan nyo nga mga kababayan, paki-comment nyo nga. Kasi parang napapadalas na si Luistro nung nakaraan, di ba nakitaan na rin ng ganito? Di ko alam kung na-reaksyonan natin dito. Ano ba ito? Na kanyang puti na nandito. Parang si Marcos dati, di ba? Parang mayroon din pinunas dito. Porsipon ba yun? At lang titing naman itong mga ito. Ano to? Mana-mana na lang? Oh, sige. Bueno, ito na po mga kababayan. Alam mo, parang ang sarap na lang makinig eh. Oh, hindi na po tayo tingnan natin, ang sarap makinig, makipagtaktakan dito kay Atty. Sheila, tsaka itong sila, Isa pa lang yan, ha? Nilamon na sila ng buo.
Your Honor.
Yes or no, Your Honor?
Rule
Is the
7,
lead prosecutor,
Rule 9,
is the lead
Let this
prosecutor
not be a debate between the
requesting
councils.
for the respondent accused to
Counsel
be
for
arraigned, Your Honor?
respondent, kindly make your comments and avoid asking questions from the counsel for the prosecutor. We will recognize the counsel for respondent for her comments on the motion and the manifestations made by the lead prosecutor for the House. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe I have a standing question to the lead prosecutor, and I would like to ask her for the legal basis for requiring the respondent to be arraigned today. Because, Your Honor, I note that in her request earlier and manifestations given for the respondent to be arraigned today, she cited Rule 7, Rule 9, and Rule 21. However, in Rule 7, it very clearly states that if the person impeached after service shall fail to appear either in person or by counsel on the day so fixed, or appearing shall fail to file his answer to such articles of impeachment, the trial shall proceed nevertheless as upon a plea of not guilty. Well, this rule is clear. It does not talk about any arraignment. And if we take a look at this sentence, everything here has been satisfied. The respondent accused is here, has attended through counsel. She may not be in person, but the notice given to the defense is that she may appear through counsel.
Correct.
Second thing is that the respondent accused was also able to file her answer. And so Rule 7 does not support the request of the lead prosecutor that the respondent accused be arraigned today. Now, on the matter of Article 9, counsel also say that the person impeached shall then be called to appear and answer the articles of impeachment against him or her. And if he or she appears, or any person for him or her, the appearance shall be recorded, stating particularly if by himself or by agent or counsel, naming the person appearing in the capacity in which or he appears. If he or she does not appear, either personally or by agent or counsel, the same shall be recorded. And for all intents and purposes, respondent is present today through counsel. There is also nothing in Rule 9 that requires the reading of a 23-page articles of impeachment, which will be a waste of judicial time. Now, finally, under Rule 21, Your Honor, may I just correct the manifestation earlier by counsel, because it would seem to me, unless a reading of the transcript would say that I'm mistaken, but I seem to have heard the lead prosecutor claim that the voting on the articles of impeachment will be per article. Well, that's true, but the first sentence of Rule 21 says, the trial of all the articles of impeachment shall first be completed before the senators vote on the final question on whether or not the impeachment is sustained. Now, honestly, I do not see how Rule 21 is related to the motion now being requested or propounded by the lead prosecutor. And at any rate, Your Honor, given that the respondent is represented by her counsel today, and this is consistent, her appearance is consistent with the notice given and in accordance with the rules on rules of procedure of this court, then we can enter her plea on her behalf.
The arguments of the parties are duly noted. Chair will now make its ruling. The articles of impeachment were deemed read and spread into the records when it was referred by the Senate to the Committee on Justice for the proper issuance of summons. and a plea of not guilty will only be entered in accordance with our rules in behalf of the Vice President if she does not file an answer. But in this case, she has filed an answer, and in fact has appeared through counsel. Insofar as the reading of the articles of impeachment is concerned, it will be done at the final resolution of this case when it is put to a vote by the senator judges, where each article of impeachment will be read before a vote shall be taken thereon. For those reasons, the motion is denied, and the lead prosecutor, Representative Luistro, may proceed with her opening statement. Kindly be mindful of the clock, and before recognizing you, ma'am, may I remind the counsels for the parties to kindly address the chair with respect to anything and everything they want or wish to say before the court, and not to address each other. The lady may proceed. Representative Luistro, you are recognized, and you have 15 minutes for your opening remarks.
We thank the court, Your Honor.
Mr. Presiding Officer, the Honorable Cheese Escudero, the Honorable Senate President, Honorable Win Gatchalian, sa atin pong mga kagalang-galang na Senator Judges, mga minamahal na kababayan, sa loob ng bulwagan o sa labas man, mga nakatutok sa telebisyon,
O dito mga kababayan, wala pa naman siya, ayun, wala pa siyang puti. O, bakit dito may puti na siya, ayun, Ayan, may puti na siya mga kababayan. Teka.
sa cellphone o sa radyo, saang sulok man ng mundo, kayo naroroon. Maraming Pilipino ang nagtatanong ngayon, bakit mahalaga ang paglilitis na ito? Ano ang kaugnayan nito sa buhay ng ordinaryong Pilipino? Lubos po naming nauunawaan ang mga tanong na yan. Sa katunayan, may isang driver na nagtatanong, paano sasapat ang kita sa pasada upang mapakain niya ang kanyang pamilya? May isang OFW na nagtatanong, hanggang kailan kailangan lumayo upang mapaaral niya ang kanyang mga anak? May isang guro na nagtatanong, paano pagkakasyahin ang kanyang sahod sa dami ng utang na hinuhulugan? May isang manggagawa na nagtatanong, hanggang kailan magtitiis sa pansamantalang trabaho at kakarampot na sweldo? Sa unang tingin, maaring sabihin na malayo sa buhay nila ang paglilitis na ito. Ngunit hindi. Hindi po. Sapagkat ang usapin ngayon ay patungkol sa ang kanilang pera, ang kanilang tiwala, ang kanilang karapatan na maningil ng pananagutan mula sa mga pinuno na kanilang pinagkatiwalaan. Kapag ang isang empleyado ay nagkamali ng paggamit ng pera ng kumpanya, siya ay pinagpapaliwanag. Kapag ang isang barangay treasurer hindi maipaliwanag ang nawawalang pondo, siya ay iniimbestigahan. Kapag ang isang principal ay naglustay ng pera ng bayan, kahit 5,000 lang yan, siya ay pinaparusahan. Natural lamang na magtanong ang sambayanan, kung ang ordinaryong Pilipino ay pinapanagot, bakit hindi ang pinakamakapangyarihan na opisyal ng pamahalaan? Ito ang dahilan kung bakit mahalaga ang paglilitis na ito. Hindi upang usigin ang isang tao, hindi upang maghiganti sa kalaban, hindi upang manalo sa politika, kundi upang
Ayun na mga kababayan, yung nandiyan na yung puti sa kanyang dumating na. Tuloy natin.
sagutin ang isang tanong na napakahalaga sa kinabukasan ng ating republika. May saysay pa ba ang pananagutan sa ating bansa?
Dumadami na mga kababayan yung puti dito sa kanyang labi, ano? Parang naiipon. Yaks! Tuloy natin mga kababayan, ha? Tuloy natin.
Sapagkat ang kasong ito ay higit at lampas sa sino mang opisyal.
Ano yung reaction ni, ni Atty. Sheila? No? Ano ba yan? Wala bang nagbigay sa kanya ng tissue dyan? Putasan mo naman. Ah! Di ba mga kabayan? No? Tama ba? Yan o. Ay, baka na siya tulad ng Sheila. Siguro nakikita na nila. Ano yan? Meron dito. Tuloy.
Higit at lampas sa anumang partido. Higit at lampas sa alinmang administrasyon.
Lumaki oh.
Your Honors, the framers of the Constitution understood that there may come a day when extraordinary power would be entrusted to extraordinary office. They also understood that there may come a day when trust would be broken. And that is why they gave the House of Representatives the power to impeach and the Senate the duty to judge, not to punish political opponents, not to settle political scores, but to protect the republic itself. That is why the Constitution declares public office is a public trust. Ang kapangyarihan ay hindi pag-aari ng sino mang opisyal. Hiram lamang ito sa taong bayan. At ito ang dahilan kung bakit naririto tayo ngayon. Your Honors, the prosecution will present exactly what the Constitution requires. Evidence. Hindi chismis. Hindi haka-haka. Hindi propaganda. At lalong hindi SOCMED narrative. Evidence, official records, financial documents, government reports, video recording, statements under oath, independent findings of institutions created by law. Mga dokumento na hindi bumoboto. Mga records na walang partido. Mga katotohanan na walang kulay pampolitika. Sa unang tingin, maaring magmukhang magkakahiwalay ang 4 articles of impeachment. Confidential fund, unexplained wealth, bribery and corruption, threat against constitutional order. But these are not 4 separate.
Sandali mga kababayan, ako lang bang nadidistract pag napapanood ko itong ano nyo, yung puti niya dito sa labi? Tuloy nyo lang mga kababayan sa panonood pero ako medyo nadidistract eh. Ewan ko, hindi ko may paliwanag na ano ko dito. Parang wala bang nakapag-advise sa kanya ng mga kasamahan niyang mga congressman? Kasi medyo nakakaano talaga, may puti siya na nakikita, parang gumaganon-ganon pa, di ba? Parang ewan ko. Ayaw ko na magano ng ibang salita.
Separate stories. These are 4 chapters of the same story. Story about power exercised without accountability. Story about public trust betrayed. Story about public office that stopped answering to the public. On the first article of impeachment, the evidence under 12 million pesos in confidential fund entrusted to the office of the Vice President and the Department of Education were disbursed, transferred, and liquidated under circumstances that cannot withstand scrutiny. 612 million pesos. Hindi ito pera ng gobyerno. Pera ito ng sambayanan. Pera ng manggagawa. Pera ng magsasaka. Pera ng OFW. Pera ng guro. Pera ng bawat Pilipino na nagbabayad ng buwis at nagtitiwala na gagamitin ito ng tama. The evidence will show liquidation reports supported by questionable documents. The evidence will show acknowledgement receipts bearing names government records could not verify. Names that transformed accountability into a mockery. Pananagutan na naging kalokohan. Names that insulted the intelligence of the Filipino people. Mary Grace Piatos, Milky Sikuya, Kokoy Villamin. On the second article of impeachment, the evidence will show financial transactions involving billions of pesos associated with the respondent and her husband. Billions. Hindi milyon, bilyon. At habang milyon-milyong Pilipino ang nagtratrabaho at nag-iipon buong buhay upang magkaroon ng sariling bahay,
Paano naman ang bilyon-bilyon na confidential ni Marcos Jr. at yung mga mali-malita na bilyon-bilyon din ang halaga, wala kayong konsiderasyon para mag-imbestiga? I-distract talaga ako mga kabayan dun sa puti dito sa ano niya. Eh, nako, tingnan nyo lang. Sige lang.
makapagpaaral ng mga anak, magkaroon ng kaunting seguridad para sa pamilya. Aba, bilyon-bilyong piso ang dumaan sa mga bank accounts na hindi maipaliwanag ng maayos. This article is not maliwanag na konklusyon. Ang tiwalang impunity exists only for the weak. That public office grants immunity against accountability. Your Honors, this is not the republic envisioned by the Constitution.
Counsel for the prosecution for an additional 3 minutes, should you so need it. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honors, fellow Filipinos, good afternoon. As we begin today the impeachment trial of the Vice President, and in the days ahead, this court will undertake its constitutional task of receiving and weighing the parties' evidence, and ultimately to decide whether these pieces of evidence justify either a judgment of conviction or acquittal, guided only by its members' conscience and their solemn oath to do impartial justice.
So, ayan mga kababayan ha. Napanood na po natin yung patikim pa lang. Yung ano pa lang ni Attorney Sheila, kanya opening statement pa lang dito ay sobra-sobra na, sapul na. Ito po ang ginagawa nila rito. Ano ho? At doon pa nga lang sa motion, na-deny na kaagad itong kampo nila Luistro. Pati itong si Shil Jokno, mga kababayan, nasuplak na kaagad sila. Ano ho? Panoorin natin nga ang nasa labas, kung ano pang nangyayari sa labas, mga kababayan. Ito pong mga supporter dyan ni BP Inday Sara sa labas ng Senado.
At dito po, pinakikita po namin sa buong mundo na kami po mga supporter ng mga Duterte hindi matitinag kahit sino pa. Sapagkat alam namin for the fact na God is watching us. At alam namin, yes, walang malilihim sa Diyos. Tayo pwede natin kasabutin ang buong mundo. Pero ang Diyos, hindi naman. Bakit? Sa puso ng tao nakatingin ang Diyos, hindi doon sa panlabas. Sorry. I love you, Sarah. I love you.
Bakit tayo nandito, Nay? Bakit tayo nandito?
Ha?
Bakit tayo nandito?
Gawa ng I want to prove myself at to show the whole world na supporter kami ni Sarah, ni Tatay Digong, ng kanyang pamilya. Dahil mabubuti silang tao. Si Tatay Digong ay nagtatanggol sa mahihirap, sa mga naaapi, katulad ninyo. O si Sarah ganun din. Kaya binuntal niya yung pulis dahil hinigiba yung mga bahay doon sa Davao o walang paglilipatan, hindi nakikinig. Kaya niya sinuntok, hindi ginawa ng issue. O, diba? Dahil pinagtatanggol niya ang mga mahirap na katulad natin. Sila, anong pinagtatanggol? Diba wala? Hanggang ngayon yun doon sa Arlegia squatter, maliit pa si Bongbong squatter na yun. Hanggang ngayon, nakaupo siya, nagnakaw ng bilyong-bilyon. Squatter pa rin. O, diba? Ano man ginawa? Diba wala? Nagbabangag sa Malacanang, walang inasikaso, hindi tayo pinansin. Nakakalungkot. Diba? Nandito kami until we die, katulad nung EDSA Power 1. O, di sila mag-hell, nagsilaya sila, hindi na sila nahiya, inulit-uli nila. The story repeat itself. Okay, babu. God bless. Bye-bye.
Mabuhay ang mga
At dito po
Ayan mga kababayan, ang mga nagtipon-tipon na mga supporters ni BP Inday Sara dyan nga po sa labas ng Senado. Harap-harapang sinabi ni Defense Lead Counsel Attorney Sheila Sison na ang sinasabing public office is a public trust, accountability, loyalty, integrity, live with modest lives. Hindi nakasaad sa konstitusyon na ang mga ito ay sa Vice President lang, kundi sa mga prosecutors din. Paktay kadiha, kasama pala kayo dapat dito. Ano ho? Kasama rin pala sila dapat dyan, ngunit mukhang sila ay hindi. Akala nila hindi sila kasama. At ito pa mga kababayan, mayroon ditong post si Attorney Rowena Guanzon. Sabi ni Attorney Rowena Guanzon, inaasar ninyo yung sa amin kasi shortest serving SP, yung sa inyo, yung sa inyo nga, dekorasyon lang eh. Sana tinabi na lang kay Supremo na member ng Silent Committee. Attorney Rowena Guanzon. Ayan po. Oo nga mga kababayan, nakakahiya, no? Ngayon lang tayo nakakita ng isang presiding Senate President na walang silbi. Di ba? Naging ano lang, naging mistulang tagalista, naging mistulang sekretary lang ni si Senate President talaga ito. Jesus Cordero. Nako naman, quick 5K run before a very, very busy day. Ayan, nag-quick 5K rin pa pala si, yung pala, mag-uupo lang naman siya dyan. Nag-ano pa siya, nag-takbo-takbo pa siya. Wala rin. Ha? Wala rin yan, patakbo-takbo mo na yan, madam, sir. Oh, hindi po pwede yan. Takbo-takbo ka lang dyan. Ano nga eh. Kada pukpok na cheese ng martilyo, tingin ng tingin si Win ng malagkit. Ingkit siguro dahil martilyo niya yan eh. Pero si Chess ang gumagamit. What a comedy. Ibang klase talaga itong impeachment ngayon mga kaubayan. Naiinggit yung Senate President dito sa tagapukpok, naging Senate Presiding Judge, no? Dito nga po sa impeachment ngayon. Dapat siya sana yan. Di ba isa itong nakakahiya, isang insulto ito sa inyo. Biruin nyo. Kayo, sandamak ba kayo? Tracy kayo dyan, pero Tracy kayong mga bugok. Tracy kayong walang alam sa batas. Sa bagay, ang pang Tracy ninyo, si Chess Escudero. Kaya, good job, Senator Chess Escudero. Bagamat naghudas ka, makakabawi ka rin. Gawin mo lang yung tama, no? Although hindi ka na makakabawi sa mga Duterte supporters, pero kahit papaano, marami pa rin naman mga kakamping at mga loyalistang tanga na kain suka, kain tae. Yun, doon ka makakabawi, no? At kahit papaano sa mga intelligent talaga na mga tao, na mga hindi pa talaga nagde-decide kung sino ang kanilang gustong suportahan, abay doon ka makakakuha ng puntos. Basta maging patas ka lang, Senator Senate President Chess Escudero, ang tagapukpok ng martilyo na dapat sana ay kay Los Gatchalian. Ayan po mga kababayan, ano po ang inyong masasabi? Dito nga po sa unang salang ng ating napakahusay, napakagaling na si Attorney Sheila, mga kababayan. Sa tingin ninyo, ayun talagang ang mata ni Attorney Sheila, talagang naka direct to the point ang tingin mga kababayan. Ano sa tingin ninyo ito?
Fellow Filipinos, good afternoon. As we begin today the impeachment trial of the Vice President, and in the days ahead,
Ano sa tingin niyo mga
this
kababayan
court
ito?
will undertake its constitutional
Ano sa tingin ninyo? Ang inyong masasabi, huwag mo kayo mahiya. Paki-comment na po sa comment section sa baba. At atin po yan babasahin at pag-uusapan natin. Pag-uusapan din natin. Maraming salamat sa mga nag-like, nag-share at nag-subscribe sa ating channel. Tatanungin ko pong malaking utang na loob yan, ang inyong pag-subscribe, panonood. Uli, this is Wimar Channel. Sa araw ng aking birthday. Maraming salamat mga nakita ko mga bumati sa aking kaarawan ngayon dyan sa comment section. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Your pagbati is good but I need cash. Charot. Nakakangiti-ngiti na po tayo mga kabayan kasi pagka magpatuloy po tayo na parang bumagsak na lang ang ating spirit, tayo rin po ang talo. Tandaan po natin, lumalaban po tayo ng parehas, lumalaban po tayo ng tama at naayon sa batas. Kaya hindi po tayo dapat magpatalo. Diba? Laban lang. Alam natin dihado tayo nung paman dihado tayo. Pero kailangan po natin lumaban alang-alang sa katotohanan at para sa bayan. Maraming salamat muli. Our channel pa samantalang magpapaalam. Kita tayo sa sunod na pagkakataon. Bye-bye!